Hello everybody and welcome to the next game that I want to play. And that is going to be Final Fantasy VIII. I am excited. Let's do this. Let's start a new game. I'm going to let this cutscene play and kind of be quiet. So, I'll be back. Woo! I love that intro. I'm not sure why. Probably the blood. But yes, this is Final Fantasy VIII, and we're just getting right into it. Just in case you are curious, I am not going to be 100% completing this game. There's far too much stuff that I don't know how to do, and I don't feel like doing research. So I will complete the game, and I will complete it in a manner that is much like the rest of the games that I've played. I will play it my way, and it's going to be fun for me. But like the card quests and all that, I enjoy Triple Triad. I'm not very good at it, and I don't know how to manipulate the rules and all that stuff, so I'm probably not going to get all the cards. There's some chests I'm sure I'll miss, because this game is pretty open at some points. Uh, there's some GFs, which we'll get into later, that I'm probably not going to get. I'll try to, but no promises. But I'll do the best I can. I mean, I'll still get a lot of optional stuff. I try my best. But like I said, I'm not going to research anything. I'm just going to do it based on my memory. And I feel like I know a decent amount about this game. So we'll see what happens. So let's start. How are you feeling? The answer you give, I believe, does not matter. So, okay, I guess. Okay. Take it easy next time, you hear? Looks like your eyes are focusing. You should be fine. Say your name for me. And this is, of course, our main character, Squall. Um, you can change his name, but I'm not going to. Um, a lot of people don't like Squall. They just don't, for whatever reason. I like Squall. I like all Final Fantasy characters for the most part. I'm a very big Final Fantasy fan, so, oh well. Why don't you take it easy in training? Next time you might not be so lucky. Tell that to Cypher. Also, there's going to be a lot of names that I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm going to pronounce them the way that I think that they should be pronounced. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Like Cypher, for instance. Could be Cypher, Cipher, Sepher, I don't fucking know. But I'm gonna go with Cypher. That Cypher won't listen to anyone. Why don't you ignore him? I can't just run away. You want to be cool, huh? Well, don't get hurt in the process. Let's see. Your instructor is... Quistis. Again, don't know how to say that name, but Quistis. I'll call her now. Just wait here a minute. Quistis, come get your student. Yes, yes. His injury is not serious. It'll probably leave a scar. Right. Now, please come by. Squall, so we meet again. I won't really go into who she is because the game doesn't go into who she is for quite some time, so let's just leave it at that. I knew it'd be either you or Cypher. Come on, let's go. Today's the field exam. Squall, is there something on your mind? Not really. Don't do that. I can't do two voices at once. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny? Funny? No, it's not that. I'm just happy. I feel like I'm beginning to understand my student a little, that's all. I'm more complex than you think. Then tell me. Tell me more about yourself. It's none of your business? Ugh. And it goes into a cutscene. And that was our school, I guess. It's called a garden. Yeah. The game goes into more detail. I'm going to try not to try to cover things before they happen. Just in case for some reason you've never played this game. Good morning, class. Let's start with today's schedule. There seem to have been some rumors flying around since yesterday. Yes, the field exam for seed candidates will begin later this afternoon. Also, I'm going to pronounce that seed, because it looks like seed and it even makes a joke later about seeds. If that's not how you're supposed to say it, then I don't know. Those not participating and those who failed last week's written test are to remain here in study hall. Field exam participants will have free time until the exam. Just be sure you're in top condition. Meet at hall at 1600 hours. I'll announce the team assignments from there. Or just there. Any questions? Oh, and Cypher. Do not injure your partner while training. Be careful from now on. Field exam participants, I will see you all later. And Squall, I need to talk to you. Alright, so now we actually have control of Squall for a moment. Actually, for forever. And we can do all sorts of stuff. So I will go over this stuff when it becomes pertinent, but we have Junction, Item, Magic, Status, GF, Ability, Switch, Card, Config, Tutorial, and Save. Tutorial is just what you think it is. It gives you a rundown of how to do certain things. There's also a test option in here, but that will not be important until later. Spoiler alert. Config is great because you can change the battle speed. I recommend it to be on fast. If you're not very good at entering in commands, maybe slow it down. But the game goes slow enough as it is. You don't need it to go any slower. And the rest of the stuff is pretty obvious. So we won't go over that. Card is your cards that you have. I have 0 because we haven't done anything yet, but I'll go over that later. Switch is not important. Those are grayed out. We can't even use them if we tried. Status is pretty obvious as well. Just shows you your stats. You got your HP, your strength, vitality, magic, spirit, speed, luck, evade, hit percentage. So it's just like any other Final Fantasy game. You know, your strength is how hard you're gonna hit, vitality, blah blah blah. You know, it's pretty obvious. If you need more clarification, I'm sure you can find it out. Revolver over to the right is actually his weapon, I believe. And we just have the attack command. And we'll get more commands. These are all useless. This is the Renzokuken. Sure, I butchered that one too. Is actually Squall's like limit break, if you would. The limit breaks work a little weird in this game, but I'll go over that later. We obviously have no magic yet. We have no item. Well, we have items, but nothing really important for now. We'll get a ton of items in this game. And Junction we can't do yet. The first thing we want to do, actually, though, is come to our computer and go on it. We're going to turn the power on, and we're going to go into tutorial, and going in tutorial will actually do something for us. Thought it was going to be a little quicker. Alright, it is actually going to give us Quetzalcoatl, I don't know, and Shiva. And these are actually our first two GFs. GFs in this game are the summons from other games, and they're actually just summons in this game as well. They just call them GF, the tutorial is the same thing as the tutorial in your menu, I believe, and then you can read about all this stuff, but I am not going to. If you'd like to do that, this game is fantastic. Download it, buy it, play it, do whatever you gotta do. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Well, anyways, we got 2 GFs now, so actually that did open up some commands in our menu. It opened up GF and Junction. GF allows you to look at your GFs and their stats, or their abilities, and actually in this game you learn abilities through your GFs. So the first thing, well, I guess I'll probably go over this a lot more in the next episode, but I really want Quetzalcoatl to start learning the um, the T magic refine, and I'll go over what that does later. But it costs, if you look down at the bottom left corner, it costs 30 AP to learn. You get, or AP is it? Ability points? Yeah, I think that's what it stands for. You get ability points at the end of every battle, depending on what you fought, how many of what you fought, blah blah blah. And we'll go over that more when we actually get outside and start battling, but this one costs 30, so so we're gonna have to get 30 to learn that. We're gonna do the same thing with Shiva. I'm gonna have her learn the I Maj Refine, which is ice. And again, I'll go over that later. But that's the GF, and the Junction command is where your stats come in. You can level up in this game. Obviously, it is a Final Fantasy game and it is an RPG, but the main way you're going to be getting stat gains is your GFs. So you can junction a GF, like right now I think I want Shiva on him. Spoiler alert, we'll get another character in a moment. And then you can also choose what you want to use in battle. I'm going to have Draw. Draw is going to be very important for a while. I'm also just going to throw on Magic and probably Item. Don't really need GF right now. These other two will open up when we learn new abilities. If you look though down at the bottom, you can also junction Magic to specific ones that you've unlocked for that GF. So if you look, I can use the Spirit slot now that I have Shiva equipped, because if we go over to Shiva, she has the Spirit one unlocked. She can also unlock the Strength and Vitality, and as you unlock more of these, she'll get more to learn. So, and that's how it is with all GFs, and every GF has its own different list. He has HP, Vitality, and Magic, and you're just gonna get a lot of different abilities. Most of them aren't very useful in my opinion, but it's nice to have. But what that allows us to do is, now that I can junction Magic onto Spirit, once I get Magic, I will junction it onto here, and it will raise my Spirit, and that's how you're going to raise your stats. So, eventually, Shiva's going to allow me to unlock Strength, and I will put Magic onto there and raise my Strength, and that's how it will be throughout the entire game. And that's how you're basically going to make your characters stronger. Again, you do level up, and it does raise up your stats a little bit as you level, but in this game, your enemies also level up, so it's a little complicated. I don't know all the details, but I know that, like, as you get stronger, the enemies get stronger, so just keep that in mind. So you really want Magic. Now the way to get Magic is to draw it, which is why I junctioned Draw onto Squall. And we'll go over that more again when we get outside. And that was a lot of explaining. Some of it might not have made sense, and there's still a lot to go over. But as the game goes on, I'm sure you'll understand it. But this episode... Ooh, goodness, that was a weird hiccup. This episode's getting pretty long, and I don't want to make it like an 80-hour long first video, so we're gonna go for now, and I will see you in the next video, and we will try to explain things a little more thoroughly, and actually get outside and do some battling. So until then, thank you very much for watching, I hope you have a wonderful day, and goodbye.